Okay, so get this. Imagine a pop star who becomes a superstar because they're not perfect. That's the wild, fascinating world of Japanese idols we're jumping into today. And trust me, it's an amazing topic to bring up in your next language exchange if you really want to understand a unique part of modern culture. So, yeah, we are diving deep into Japanese idols. And why should you care? Well, because understanding them isn't just about the music. It's like getting a backstage pass to a culture's values, what it considers entertainment, and the incredibly powerful, deep connection between stars and their fans. All right, so let's start with the central puzzle here. What if I told you that in one of the biggest music markets in the entire world, the secret to stardom isn't about being perfect from the get-go, but about being perfectly imperfect? I mean, think about a Western star like Beyoncé, right? A flawless professional from day one. We admire that finished, polished product. But in the world of Japanese idols, it's pretty much the exact opposite. They debut as unpolished gems. Their skills are often still developing. The appeal isn't the perfection, it's the journey of getting there. So that brings up the big question, doesn't it? Why on earth would anyone be drawn to imperfection? What's the real appeal? Well, the answer is just fascinating. It comes down to a huge shift in what's actually being sold. See, it's not just about the catchy songs or the slick dance moves. In the idol world, the story is the show. And this right here is the core concept, the growth story. In Japanese, Seicho no Monogatari. Fans get emotionally invested in watching their favorite idols struggle, overcome challenges, and slowly get better. They're not just watching from the sidelines, they're actively cheering on the struggle and celebrating every tiny step of progress. This quote just nails it. Fans aren't simply an audience. They see themselves as producers and guardians. Their support, whether it's buying a CD or going to a concert, is seen as the actual energy that helps polish that unpolished gem. It creates this incredibly personal, powerful bond. So, what does it actually look like to be a producer for your favorite idol? Let's take a peek at how this active fandom becomes, for many, a complete lifestyle. It all starts with choosing your oshi. Now, this word is so much more than just your favorite. An oshi can become a spiritual pillar. Seriously, their hard work becomes your motivation, their success brings you real, genuine happiness that can get you through a tough week at work. And this whole dedicated lifestyle has a name, Oshikatsu. It means buying CDs and merch, sure, but it goes way deeper. We're talking fans throwing actual parties for their Oshi's birthday. For a lot of people, this truly becomes their ikigai, their reason for being. The level of commitment is just wow. And you'll never see this collaboration more clearly than at a live concert. Just picture it. Tens of thousands of fans all moving as one, waving these colorful pen lights in perfect sync, and shouting these complex, coordinated chants called watage. The audience isn't just watching the show, they are a vital part of the show. Okay, so how is this whole dream, this whole fantasy maintained? Well, the industry has a set of very specific, and let's be honest, often controversial rules that are designed to protect this special relationship between the idol and the fan. And right at the heart of all this is the one you've probably heard of, the infamous no dating policy. It's usually not a written contract, but it's a powerfully enforced rule that an idol's life should be dedicated 100% to their fans and their art, not to a romantic partner. And this is where things get really heated. On one side, you have supporters who argue it's just a professional necessity. To sell the dream, the idol has to seem completely dedicated to their fans. But critics, both in Japan and around the world, argue it's a serious violation of human rights, controlling a young person's private life just for profit. So what is this dream we keep talking about? Well, psychologists actually have a term for it, a parasocial relationship. It's that one-sided connection where a fan feels like they have a real, personal friendship with the idol. The industry's logic is pretty straightforward. A real-life boyfriend or girlfriend shatters that fantasy. And finally, there's the concept of graduation. When an idol leaves their group, they don't just quit. No, it's framed as a big, positive, emotional graduation ceremony, a send-off to their next chapter in life. This creates this powerful sense that their time as your Oshi is limited. And that feeling, it makes fans want to support them even harder, right here and right now. Okay, so now that you've got all the key concepts down, it's your turn. This is where the real fun, the real cultural exchange starts. Here are a few questions you can use to kick off a great conversation with your language partner. First, you can go right back to that core idea: perfection versus growth. Ask them and think about it yourself. Do you connect more with a flawless superstar or with someone you can watch and cheer for as they grow and improve? It's a fantastic starting point. Next, you can bring up the whole idea of an Oshi. Is there anything like that where you're from? Fan cultures that are so passionate that supporting a celebrity becomes a huge part of someone's identity? You might find some really interesting parallels. And if you want a really good debate, you have to talk about the no dating rule. Is it a smart business move that's necessary to protect the product, or is it a totally unfair restriction on a person's freedom? There's no simple answer, and that's what makes it such a great topic to discuss. And as you go off to chat about all this, here's one last thought for you. Language learning is its own kind of growth story, right? You start out unpolished, you struggle, but you keep getting better. So just like a fan cheers for their idol, don't forget to cheer for your own progress. You're doing great.